Major charges for Johnathan Major, his Marvel future in doubt. Johnathan Majors has really got himself in some hot water recently. The Marvel and Creed 3 actor has been enjoying something of a career high recently, appearing in major blockbusters, signing lucrative modeling contracts, and becoming the new face of Marvel's cinematic universe. But like his mad scientist Marvel character can attest to, what goes up must come down, and Majors has seen a pretty rapid and dramatic fall from grace in recent months. Major's squeaky clean image has taken a hit after he was accused of assault by an ex-partner in March of this year. The Marvel actor was arrested and charged, but that was just the beginning. What should have been a clear and cut case of innocent or guilty has since spiraled into a confusing web of truths and lies that is still ongoing to this day. So sit back, relax, and let's try to unpack what's really happening with Johnathan Majors. Before we get to March 2023, how about a little background on Majors, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the actor? Johnathan Michael Major is an actor from California whose short time in the industry has been marked by his obvious talent and rapid rise to success. He first came to prominence by starring in an independent film, The Last Black Man in San Francisco, and became something of a household name thanks to his role on the HBO television series Lovecraft Country, which actually earned a newbie an Emmy nomination. He's got an instantly recognizable face, impressive physique, and unique voice, all of which has helped Majors land roles in major film franchises like Marvel and Creed. Born in Santa Barbara, Majors spent his early years living with his mom, alongside his older sister and younger brother on a U.S. air base. His father, who worked for the U.S. Air Force, just kind of disappeared one day, and he resurfaced 17 years later, which allowed Majors to reconnect with his dad after being absent for the majority of his upbringing. The California native describes the moment he knew he wanted to be an actor. It was after watching Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, where a young Majors was blown away by Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker. From there, he went on to complete his bachelor's degree at the University of North Carolina School of Arts, and later attended Yale School of Drama, where he earned his master's in fine arts in 2016. After college, it was on to the big leagues for Majors. He made his on-screen debut in the ABC miniseries When We Rise, and continued to climb up the ranks of entertainment, jumping from small shows to indie darlings and finally blockbuster movies in only about 5 years. When he was cast as Kang the Conqueror in Marvel's latest slew of movies and TV shows, it showed that Majors had reached the top. Marvel was gearing up to make him the new villain of the MCU, a mainstay in the franchise for the coming years. But that's when everything went wrong. In February, Marvel released Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which announced Majors as their next villain to the world. But a month later, Majors made headlines after he was arrested and accused of assault by his then-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. Arrested on assault, strangulation, and harassment charges, which stemmed from a domestic dispute in a taxi cab on the couple's way home, Jabari sustained minor injuries to her head and neck and was removed from the hostile area and is in stable condition. Majors was released from custody later that day, and his spokesperson denied all allegations made towards the Marvel actor. We look forward to clearing his name and clearing this up. Jonathan's attorney, Priya Chaudhry, wasted no time revealing the details about the case. She swore that there were 2 written statements from the woman recanting these allegations, as well as a slew of text messages apologizing for their arrest. One message read, "They said that they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me, and they knew we had a fight. I'm so angry that they did, and I'm sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of the hospital." Another text message between Majors and Jabari also seemed to point towards Majors being innocent. I reiterated how this was not an attack, and they do not have my blessing on any charges being placed. I read the paper they gave me about strangulation, and I said point blank this did not occur and should be removed immediately. But this is where stuff gets messy. Shortly after the allegations made headlines, American magazine Variety published a report stating that Majors is a suspect in multiple cases of assault and abuse. More victims came forward and began cooperating with the New York District Attorney's Office, with one even being granted a temporary order of protection against Majors, which means the police will actively keep her safe from the actor, as they believe he is still a danger to her safety. People magazine took it a step further in their investigation and obtained the documents from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, confirming that Majors was charged with 3 counts of assault in the third degree, aggravated harassment in the second degree, 3 counts of attempted assault in the third degree, and harassment in the second degree, after his arrest for the alleged domestic dispute. Jonathan's lawyers were confident that Majors was completely innocent, and his endorsements and movie franchise deals remained untouched while the proceedings took place. However, just a short time after the allegations were made public, Majors would lose his first bit of support. Majors was heavily featured in a number of U.S. Army recruitment ads, and they saw it fit to pause all ads from running during this time. While Mr. Majors is innocent until proven guilty, prudence dictates that we pull out ads until the investigation into these allegations is complete. Court documents soon surfaced showing what Jabari said to police during her initial report. He struck her about the face with an open hand, causing substantial pain and a laceration behind her ear, as well as allegedly grabbing her hand and neck, causing bruising and substantial pain. Things weren't adding up. Major's lawyer said one thing, the police said another. Majors was silent. By mid-April, the actor was again hit by another blow as the public relations firm that had represented the actor since his small screen debut, the lead company, decided to step away from working with Majors in the wake of his charges. To make things worse, talent management company Entertainment 360 also stopped working with Majors in light of the allegations made against him. It's never a good sign when your representation suddenly stops working with you. Even worse during a time when your character is being questioned. That same day, Majors was cut from the upcoming adaptation of the Walter Mosley novel, The Man in My Basement, as well as taken out of the running to star in the Otis Redding biopic that was slated to begin production that summer. Deadline also reported that Majors would no longer appear in the ad campaign for the Major League Baseball team, the Texas Rangers. But Majors wasn't done fighting, and neither was his lawyer. She sent evidence to a New York court that reportedly showed the woman he allegedly assaulted uninjured and socializing just hours after the incident took place. Priya Chaudhry was hoping to get the case dismissed, but the Manhattan District Attorney's Office had other ideas. They continued to pursue the case, despite all the evidence Major's lawyer had provided them, within the hopes it would nullify the case. Along all the testimonies and witness statements, Major's team provided a forensic medical opinion from a board-certified emergency medicine doctor and trauma specialist who has examined the photos and videos of the woman and concludes, without hesitation, that the woman did not have any injuries at the nightclub, and the injuries she later sustained did not come from Mr. Majors and could not have come in any way she described them. The Marvel actors team was disturbed that even when presented with incontrovertible evidence, they still continued to charge their client. No doubt, Majors was going through it. The case was a tough one to deal with, and it called his moral character into question, and all he could do was keep silent and hope to win in court. His accuser had changed stories, her timeline didn't match up, and Major's lawyer was certain she was lying and that the actor's name would be cleared sooner rather than later. But things weren't all bad. After his appearance in court, it was confirmed that Majors had actually started seeing someone else, actress Megan Good. TMZ broke the news and reported that the pair went on a date to Alamo Drafthouse in LA to see a movie. For his next court appearance on June 20th, Good was by his side, with the pair seen holding hands as they entered and exited the courthouse together. And Major's luck hasn't stopped at just finding love. It seems like the New York police are now potentially backing Majors as the victim in all this. The New York Times reported that the police department, who initially arrested Majors and charged him with assault and strangulation, now believe it was Majors who was attacked by his accuser. In recent weeks, the NYPD have issued an I-card, essentially an internal marker used by the police to indicate probable cause to arrest someone, this time at Jabari. Now, it's worth noting an I-card is not an arrest warrant, but it shows that maybe all the evidence given by Major's lawyer is changing some opinions. Jabari's lawyer told the NY Times that there was no reason to arrest his client, and that he had seen nothing reliable indicating that any agency has developed a different opinion. But it is the first bit of change we've seen to this case since it first broke out in March. Majors has put up a silent front on his social channels, with no new photos posted to his Instagram since March. But he's been lucky. Or should we say, as lucky as you can be in a situation like this. His most lucrative role, Marvel's Kane the Conqueror, has so far not been taken away from him. Marvel were put in an uncomfortable position when the news broke out, as they had placed all their bets on Majors becoming the new villain of the entire movie franchise. He's been appearing in multiple TV shows and made his big screen debut earlier this year, all slowly setting him up as the villain to come for the next couple of years. Major signed a $20 million deal with Disney, and everybody knows that if they break that contract early, they are in a position to lose a lot of money. So for the moment, Disney is waiting. They want to see what happens in court. While Majors has already been dropped by so many of his other ventures, Disney so far has remained loyal, but we know that all that could change since he could be charged in August of this year. But what do you think? Is Majors guilty? Does the fact that so many women have come forward to corroborate his abuse point towards a guilty verdict? Or is this a case of a man being wrongfully persecuted by a jealous ex? Will we see Major star in another big screen movie? Or has the damage, guilty or not, already been done? As always, thanks for watching.